Ayo gang, so it's your boy Araine TJ back again with another reaction video, and today I'm looking at American Confidential. Why am I not subscribed? I guess because a different channel. But hey, subscribe, like, you know. American Confidential, they doing the YBC, the most hated gang in Philly. This is part 1. Now, you know I've been living down in Philly for a minute, like 4 years. So let's see what he got to say.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie, FS just dropped this tape. Y'all dropped Us Against the World. I ain't gonna lie, yo. I'm proud of y'all, bro. Keep working. You're gonna really reach the highest limit. You're gonna keep going up and up. Keep working, y'all. Stop. Yeah. Don't worry about all the other bullshit. Don't worry about all the other bullshit that's going on. Just keep working, bro. We gonna get rich, alright? I'm proud of y'all. Especially you, big dog.
Y'all already know y'all got a billboard.
Big dog, proud of you, big dog.
YBC, gang.
Alright, gang, I'm gonna just turn this up real quick.
For you. YBC with them youngins about chicken. I'm chasing, got finished the mission.
Oh, heard?
He tried to spin his block, we on his top. You know we on us break. We got stuck up at the light, he should have played the ball in.
The chase started chasing and he started getting back. They want to know the best strain, for the best pay. They start looking on a vid and one mirror and trade.
Ops capping and they rap, they know I ain't get shot. Just talking about this video, I ain't never ran, that was me. With the glasses on, banging with 2 hands. I like sipping on vodka, I keep spinning that block looking for y'all. Ain't nobody out there, I'm hot. When Gorilla Joe died, all he did was drop a disc.
He was left dead on the scene as he was dissing for some strain.
If Rizzy never crossed the street, they probably never take his head. I don't even want the chain when I catch him, I want to dress.
How accurate are these documentaries on YouTube?
Them Johns false, bro. They not accurate, bro. They don't know what they be talking about, bro. They just be on some, I don't know. They making money off false stories on YouTube.
So out of 1 through 10, what would you say? How much they're on point?
0,
bro. They be saying some shit though. But they be saying some shit though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm Kevin. but that shit, like, bro. They just be making up shit though, bro. They be making up shit, bro.
2019 saw 353 homicides in the city of Philadelphia. It was high, but in line with the 250 to 350 murders we've seen every year since 2007. Then, in 2020, the murders skyrocketed to 499 in that year. Then, 562 murders in 2021.
Yeah, because COVID,
and 516 in 2022. What happened? A lot of people will tell you it's drill rap. 2020, the year in particular, saw a rise in quote-unquote drill rap, where specific names of dead members were being said on tracks. Specific murders were being talked about. Back when I was coming up, people rapped about murders, but it was extremely rare to hear a rapper mention the op's name in a song. People mention their fallen friends all the time, but dissing the dead was unheard of. We all know what it is, and I don't have to explain it here. Names like Poundside Pop, Leaf Ward,
Poundside, hey, that 215, yo.
Boodalope, D4M, Sloan, and Skiano, Hood Famous J, all began to pop around the same time. And here we were faced with this new style of rap that was starting to get popular among the youth. Leaf Ward in particular was making a name for himself with gritty lyrics filled with pain and anger. At his ops, at his city,
at no cap, I think I know this spot.
All are displayed in the music. But one thing every person I mentioned earlier has in common is they are all involved in beef and drama. They all use their songs to taunt the ops and diss the dead. Leaf Ward's crew, 31st and Tasker, was involved in 2 state indictments, one in 2019 and one in 2021. District Attorney Larry Krasner has mentioned several gangs that he says is on his radar. All of this is intertwined somehow, and everyone is sucked into this false street life that promises loyalty and respect. But in the end, all you get is death and jail, drugs and pain. My young brothers have been lied to and led astray, but are convinced it's the only way.
Yeah, that's facts.
But if you look at the homicide numbers, and if you come to the conclusion that drill rap is the main culprit, you are missing or intentionally ignoring context. YBC is a group in West Philadelphia that has been involved in a violent, brutal, and bloody war that has had residents terrified. Their main rapper, YBC Duel, has taken drill music and used it as the main way to antagonize his ops. He's taken going federal to a whole nother level. He's given it a new meaning. Every single person I'm going to talk about in this video has been mentioned by a rapper online. In this documentary, we will look at 13 lives lost in the last 3 to 4 years due to YBC and its beef with the surrounding blocks.
That's crazy though.
We're also going to see how we got here and how it started. A man between the ages of 23 and 25 years old wearing blue shorts and a white tank top parked a gold Dodge Ram pickup on the corner of 42nd Street and Mantua Avenue in West Philadelphia, just around the corner from YBC Josh, or Joshua Munson. Police say the man exited the truck and jogged to Wyalusing Avenue, where they say the man ran back to the truck immediately following the shooting and drove westbound on Mantua Avenue. Joshua Munson was shot on that Wednesday afternoon, May 29, 2019, at 1:40 p.m. Philadelphia police officers responded to the 4200 block of Wyalusing Avenue and found Joshua on the sidewalk,
You hear
suffering
that, bro?
from several gunshot wounds. Police
You hear what time of day that was?
at 1:40 p.m.
1:40 p.m., bro. That's how it be in Philly, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. It be having mad shootouts at night, but if you really want to know when the shootouts be, bro, it be between 12 and 2, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Broad daylight, bro, on streets where any and everybody be. Bro, I had a shootout on my street one time, bro, like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I step outside. There's mad people on the street looking over their banister and everything, looking out their window, look in the direction that both people running, and it's like nobody care, bro. I watch that, I see that, I see some girl cheer them on, and then I went back inside, bro. Like, that's just how it is in Philly, bro. Like, shootouts every day, bro. Every day, all through the day. As soon as that hot sun hit and it's midday, like, that's when it starts, bro.
Philadelphia police officers responded to
Anytime,
the 4200 block of Wyalusing Avenue and found Joshua on the sidewalk, suffering from several gunshot wounds. Police transported Joshua to Penn Presbyterian Medical Center, where he was placed in critical condition.
That's
He would
sad,
hold on
though.
for 2 days, but unfortunately, Joshua died from his injuries on May 31st, 2019. Josh lived near 42nd and Mantua Ave in West Philly, right where he was killed. Like many sets in Philly, YBC, or Josh World, was formed after the death of a young man, in this case, Josh. YBC started as friends that went to school together and lived in the same neighborhood. YBC members mostly come from 42nd and 43rd Streets in Mantua. They would get in fights and always stick up for each other. Spilling blood and sweat with your friends creates a closer bond. That bond is made even closer when one of those friends is killed and someone from the crew is willing to seek revenge. Once a murder happens, you and the guys are tied in by blood for real, and that makes the bond even stronger. That's how most sets, blocks, or gangs are formed. I don't care what people call them. They're describing the same concept.
Yeah, that's true.
It can't be overstated how dumb and misleading the streets are.
It really be just brothers who just really close together, like, just like what he said, dudes who had to fight together, you know, shed blood together, party together, probably even like the same set of girls, smash the same set of girls. You maybe ain't even, you know, pass them around or whatever, but you know, that's what it is, bro. Like, homies, like, y'all got mad close, and then usually, you know, some drugs be involved, a little bit of, you know, green be involved. Usually, it don't usually be bigger than that, you know. And then for some reason, one of your homies get popped, or one of your homies get killed somehow, you know. And one of you decide, nah, we gotta ride, and then somebody else say, yeah, for sure, and y'all just do everything in y'all power to get back. And that's just how some gangs form, bro. It's really just homies who really close together, who just feeling a lot of pain and don't know how to express it but to get revenge.
Everything I'm about to break down in this story was avoidable.
That's how I
None
feel.
of it had to happen. But once one person is killed, oftentimes in the hood, it's always street justice that follows. Relying on the cops to carry out America's justice doesn't work on the streets.
Nah, cause
They
bro,
want blood and revenge.
yeah, you took blood. Now
and
you
that's how
gotta
these
give
oftentimes
blood.
small conflicts explode into years-long gang wars that span years and see countless people die and go to jail. This is one of the more exaggerated examples because of how many people were killed and arrested and how public the rappers made all of the drama, all in the span of the last 4 years. 2020 is when YBC really started to formalize themselves as a set. The rappers, J100 and Lil Dre, held it down for the guys on the rapping tip. Others did the shooting and the street style. A 19-year-old man named Nafiq Hawkins, or Buddy, from Callow Hill near 62nd and Vine, was fatally shot on a crowded basketball court on a Monday afternoon in March of 2020 in the Mantua section of West Philly. At about 5:10 p.m., the man was shot several times in the torso and legs on the court at 39th and Olive Playground next to the 700 block of Union Street, said Chief Inspector Scott Small. Police, responding to the scene, transported him to Penn Presbyterian Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead at 5:22. Small said at least 13 spent shell casings were found on the court next to the body. There were about 30 people still on and around the court when police arrived, but no one could or would provide a description of the one or more shooters, Small said. The attack happened during what appeared to be a pickup game, but it was unclear whether Buddy had been playing or was a spectator. Police checked nearby surveillance cameras for video evidence. No arrests were made. Buddy is one of the most heavily dissed people by YBC.
I just sold a pound of the Buddy in foreplay. I've been smoking Buddy out the pound all damn day. Niggas camping on the mic, them niggas scared. They on the rooftop, tell them get back for they foot soldier. Buddy got cooked, they hit him up with all boulders. I'm rolling Buddy out the same June. He hit hard, he tryna fight. Smoking Buddy out the motherfucking pound, he hit right. Niggas know we cranked up, we cracking niggas' head. Me ain't lucky here, a lot of little niggas should be dead. Please don't disrespect us cause we got the city scared. Bro say he gon' Lil Buddy hit hard, that shit right for my health. Lil Buddy hit hard, that shit right for my health.
That's wild, bro.
What exactly the beef was between Bud and YBC is not known at this time.
You see
but
that?
What I do know is that added another block that YBC now has beef with.
That's how fast
Two members of
retaliation
YBC
be, bro.
orchestrated
Same
a violent
day.
incident during a cookout
I know
held at
this
the
spot,
park on 38
guaranteed.
and Poplar Streets. While people gathered at the small park, shots rang out, turning a joyful day into a scene of chaos. The bullets found their targets, causing devastating injuries. Sid, a beloved member of the community, was struck in the back, his life hung by a thread. But he would survive this time. An older guy, whose name I'm going to withhold, a respected elder on 39th Street, witnessed the horrific event unfold. To his dismay, he realized that he knew the person responsible for the bloodshed. Old Head had known the shooters from YBC, one in particular since he was a child,
Crazy,
having watched him
bro.
grow up right on their block before he relocated across the bridge to 42nd Street. The shooter approached the Old Head and assured him that the attack was not meant for him or his family. This revelation left OG torn. While he had a history with the shooter and cared for him, the rest of the 39th Street residents were outraged. The block, including the Old Head himself, distanced themselves from the shooter for a while, struggling to reconcile the conflicting emotions. However, over time, they gradually accepted the Old Head's decision to maintain some level of friendship with the shooter, despite the despicable act he committed.
That's crazy. Nah, but it be
Meanwhile,
like that,
the shooter, seemingly unburdened by his actions and driven by a young boy mentality, brazenly took a picture a few weeks after the park shooting on 39th Street. It was a perfect display of his lack of remorse. As tensions continued to escalate, Sid and another guy from 39th Street exacted their own form of justice. Sid claimed responsibility for delivering the final shots to a wounded individual known as BL or Skill in September of 2020. Police say 21-year-old BL from 43rd Street was shot multiple times in the head and killed in Philadelphia's Belmont neighborhood. It happened on the 900 block of Belmont Avenue around 9:30 p.m.
Multiple headshots, bro.
BL
That's
was
wild,
apparently on
bro.
a bike when the shooters hopped out of the car. Police say the victim, BL, was shot multiple times in the head and was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators say the gunman fired 15 shots at the victim near his house.
They followed him too.
Cause it blows all them dead options I had it. I don't think it's no Reggie when I lined up. Remember he was talking so heavy. Mixing Kira and Narilla with the BL and the BK. Put that one nigga loafing so many times we give him leeway. How the fuck he ball when it's dead from D-Day?
If I see a op, you know I'm aiming where his head is. When the mind is so high, I'll be like, where the feds at? He text me, said I'm not on my block, I just read that. I don't smoke that's like exit with a red check. Shout out my dog, Pt1, stand doing business. This and Q-Raw, he making a bad decision.
Remember when the bros died, it was jokes laughter. His folks died, I ain't see him make a post after. Boy, though he had a shot, it was a no dagger. 3 bands when I go find, I guess he don't matter. Be the guy, they don't fall in love with sliding.
That's crazy.
Sid decided to lay low in Utah for about a month.
He
had relatives in the area, providing him with a safe haven. However, upon his return to Philadelphia, Sid's freedom was short-lived as he found himself behind bars. Curry, who we'll be talking about later, and Lil Moo were very good friends growing up. They both stood by 42nd and 43rd Street as the beef with 38th and 39th Street was splitting up the neighborhood. Sid, still feeling like he had beef with YBC, kept going hard for 39th Street. Lil Moo ended up getting shot in his leg by Sid. Sid was becoming a problem for YBC. Sid, or Big 39, had a very close relationship with the Mont. The Mont is another group of guys who come from 44th and 45th, right next to Belmont Avenue. They had a close relationship with Sid, and 39th Street and the Mont will become alliances because of this beef. As the story unfolded, the sense of danger and intrigue grew. The once tight-knit community found itself fractured by violence and complicated loyalties. What will become an old head in his association with the shooter? How would Sid and 39th Street battles impact the future of YBC? Only time will reveal the answers as the gritty world they inhabited continued to spin its dark web of secrets and treachery.
Okay, gang. I think I'm gonna watch part 2. Alright, yeah, so we're gonna check out part 2 and we're gonna do another video, and until then, you know what I mean? I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.